Salutations, Ginger League, and welcome to Super Geeked, where we discuss the latest news on all things super. Now, I'm your host, as if you didn't know, and joining me this week, as always, are Andrew Downing and Kevin Tierney, or it might be Andrew and Kevin. I really don't know. Gentle Dorks, how are you?
Very well, thank you, Susan. For this, anybody that is looking, this is a rarity, and this is not intended to be phrasing, but Susan is actually underneath us this time.
Yep.
Right. So
We're both on top
so
of you.
So the way it is on the screen, it'll be Kevin's on the left, I'm on the right, and you're underneath.
Who's left and who's right? Okay.
Right.
Who's that?
Right. So
That's me.
So the way I'm pointing at me. So I'm at the right, and the way I'm pointing here, this is the way Kevin is.
Right, so where you're pointing right now, that's me. And that's Andrew.
There we go. We'll be fine. Don't worry.
We'll get there.
What?
We'll get there.
Well, we're just in a bit of a giddy mood. Do you want to tell our audience why Senior Tierney?
Well, I think it might have something to do with passing 2,000 subscribers. And I will say cheers to that with my booze.
Yes, and I will say cheers.
Yes.
You won't be able to see. I've just got milk, but I did create a wee updated, nice visual background for me. Made it a bit more styly.
Well, the only thing I've got lubricating my mouth at the moment, apart from a sticky mouse, is my gum. So I shall say cheers with my gum.
Right, but what kind of gum is it? Wrigley's?
It's extra. I don't know if Wrigley's makes that.
Yes, that's Wrigley's. There we go.
The thing is, if you know me, Andrew, I'm always chewing gum, and the downside to chewing gum is it has peppermint in and other stuff. And if you eat too much, it makes you go to the toilet a lot more. But that's nothing to do with my sticky mouse.
Oh man, this is really going to be one of those episodes. It's a good one to introduce the audience to 2,000 subscribers. First of all, I will say to the audience, thank you so much. I knew we'd get 2,000. Didn't think it would be this quickly, mind. But yeah, I remember when I went to Kevin and said, "I've got an idea," and he went, "Okay." And then I said, "Susan, do you want to come and log and help with something?" And you went, "Oh dear God, no." But I still roped you into it. So
it's because you pay me in Freddos.
I pay both of you in Freddos. We'll make that clear. I do give pay, even though it's not much. It still shows that how much I appreciate you taking part in my little projects.
Well, apparently, somebody had commented that I'm a bit of hot totty. Yes.
Well, that was on your first episode, mind.
It was indeed.
Yes.
And obviously, being hot, and you pay me in chocolate Freddos, they melt, and that equates to having, what is it?
Sticky mouse.
Sticky mouse, yes.
I thought you were going to go down the road of the hot chocolate, then we'd have to start singing "You Sexy Thing."
Well, I know that, but no, don't sing.
But yeah, I was like, how much could I get sued in like one sentence? Well, I was pretty sure I could. Well, that would be that, but yeah, it's very much appreciated.
Well,
you
can say those things to me because you're a friend, but when it comes from, the comments come from people who I don't know in real life, then nah.
Yeah, definitely. And yeah, I'm just glad that you are along with me for the madness. Speaking of, I know you like to keep to your time, Susan, so let's jump into the latest episode of Super Geeked. Take it away.
Right, okay. Right. Henry Cavill has been said to return in Black Adam as Superman. Oh my God. Rumors are he is also Doctor Doom in the soon-to-be-released Black Panther and Fantastic Four. Now, if this is happening now, how will this be for the future of Superman and Doom in respective universes?
Again, Kev, since you graciously sourced our topics, I'm more intrigued to hear about your thoughts on the Superman side of it, as you're more the DC side than I am.
Yeah, well, I'd be excited to see him back. as Superman. He was really good in the films that they had him in, and then they decided, yeah, we don't want him back anymore for reasons known to only DC, Warner Brothers. And then Black Adam comes out on Friday, and it's already been leaked that he's in the post-credit scene. It's been everywhere. You couldn't miss it. And it's like, that was just The Rock deciding, yeah, I'm putting my foot down. He's coming into this film. And then everybody at DC's like, all right, we'll get a Man of Steel 2 in production as well. And it's like, why didn't you do that 5-10 years ago when people were asking for it, instead of waiting for somebody who's got clout to say, look, get this fucking film made?
Well, in fairness, you answered your own question. Well, it was just us gentle dorks, us plebs that were saying, like, he was all right. Like, give him a sequel. Maybe don't have him breaking anybody's neck in it, because we don't really like that with Superman. Like, make him a little bit more lighthearted. Maybe actually put some color in the film. Like literally, they must have dialed down the saturation by about like -200 or something. Well, because it was like you remember the iconic red and blue, and it just looked like shades of grey, which doesn't work. So it took someone like The Rock to just say, okay, he's coming back. I want him in post-credit scene. And it's quite good. It harks back to the old wrestling days when The Rock says, know your role and shut your mouth. He's doing that with Hollywood now, and thank God we need Dwayne Johnson on our side. So for my case with the Fantastic Four, I'm quite surprised that he's been rumoured for Doom, in all honesty. Quite bold, I would say, but looking at the type of character he played in like the most recent Mission Impossible film, where he was the kind of you thought he was a good guy, and he turned into like being a bad guy, and obviously with that killer mustache, that mustache was pretty awesome.
And then they CGI'd it out.
I know. I would have just totally.
And that was just terrible.
See, if he's having to do that, CGI it out like for when doing the reshoots of Justice League, I would have reshot it with the mustache.
I know.
Just to see how it would go. Superman with a mustache. We've never seen that.
We've seen him with the beard.
Yep.
We've seen him with the beard, but never just a mustache, no.
I would like to have seen the mustached Superman. That could be a parody film that we could make. We have the technology.
Yep.
Well, can you imagine that if they did do it with Superman with a mustache, like the big craze for guys for the past few years is obviously what you guys have got.
Beard.
Some guys like to grow a bigger beard, and it's because it's on trend. So imagine having a Superman with just a mustache. There'd be all these more or less clean chin shaven guys walking around now, and they'd all be concentrating on the mustaches.
There could be mustachioed women as well. We don't it's
well, there probably are actually.
There is. This is a society where anything can happen. We support the women with mustaches.
Yes,
I definitely support that.
And the
I
things
have
I've
to
also
tweeze mine now and again.
I just don't shave mine anymore. I just let it grow. The
only reason that I have facial hair is down to Alison. Because I was sporting the pencil thin goatee because it was all I could grow. I looked like, like I hadn't hit puberty yet. And when I got to introduce to Alison's family, I thought, right, I want to be clean shaven, make a good impression. Turned up and Alison's like, you look 14. Oh my God, I feel like a pedo. Never shave again. Thus, it is still here.
Anyway, Kevin, what were you going to say?
I was saying the thing about Doom is, if he does show up in Black Panther, you're not going to see who it is. It could just be a stand-in, like what it was with Thanos in the first film.
Very true.
And they didn't cast him until like the second or third time you saw him, where it was Josh Brolin.
Yeah.
So it could be like that, and he doesn't actually get cast until the Fantastic Four film comes out in 2025, I think it is now.
Yeah, something like that. Well,
so they're not in a rush to actually cast him.
And remembering that Thanos in that first Avengers post-credit, he was a completely different shade of purple.
Yep.
It's like he was like grape purple. like a really dark grape purple, and then all of a sudden he was just like this. Yeah, that he was twirl purple, and then he went into this other. Then he went really light in Guardians of the Galaxy,
Yeah.
like close to pink. Well, and then we get the purple that we now know from the Joss Brolin Thanos, and I was like, pick a lane. This is the continuity thing that every dork will pick up on, because I picked up on it, and I am a dork.
Same.
Yeah. But here's the question for you, Kev. Doom with a mustache, if it's Henry Cavill, yay or nay?
Yay. 100% yay.
We have to have that. So we can do like the wee twirly mustache thing?
Yep.
Got to.
So listen, talking about Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson, like he's been saying that the DCEU should not try and copy the MCU and work on quality content, and the DCEU should work through this. Now, is he maybe the wrong person or the right person to take over, who should take over, I should say, as head of DC at Warner Discovery?
I personally think that The Rock is the only person who's actually talking sense in the whole of DC, Warner Brothers, and Discovery right now.
Yeah.
Like there's a reason why people want him to run for president in the US. Well, and concerning who they had beforehand, who was ironically also in the wrestling, but was much, much shitter.
Yep.
It just makes logical sense that we now get The Rock. Well, I wouldn't even have him president of America. I would just have him president of the world. We're at that stage now. He could say, like, I want to run for the president of Earth, and we would all go, okay, fine. Well, so yeah, give him anything he wants. Because when he first started out in Hollywood, well, a lot of people don't know, or they choose to repress it. He originally started his acting in Star Trek Voyager.
Yep.
Well, given the rock bottom to 7 of 9, Jerry Ryan, which was one of the most hilarious scenes I'd ever seen. But he committed to the part so well. He was really good. He did exactly what he was asked of. He was casting a lot of stinking movies when he first started because they just thought it was going to be another Hulk Hogan. And he wasn't. He stuck to his guns, and he done brilliantly.
Yeah.
And he's just proven everybody wrong. Like, he's got like series made after him of his own life. Like, he revitalized the whole Fast and Furious franchise when he came on board. Like, he is single-handedly just going, right, you're going to conform to me and everybody's going to like it. And we just love him even more for it. So yeah, Rock for president of everything. I'm okay with that. What about you, Kev?
I think, he's been trying to get this film made since 2008. So this film has been 15 years of his life of fighting DC and Warner Brothers to just pull their fingers out and get something done.
Yeah.
It was finished filming roughly in 2018, I think. And then they're like, right, we'll release it soon. We'll release it soon. Then COVID hit. They're like, oh, we can't do it now. And then held off. And they're like, oh, we can do some reshoots because, technologies got a bit more advanced. We'll do some reshoots so it looks better. And then he's like, right, well, if we're doing reshoots, I want Superman in it. So it's like, and they're like, he's like, well, this is my film. I'm the executive producer. What I say goes.
Yep.
And they're like, okay. And at this point, the merger had happened, so there was nobody in charge to say, no, that's not happening, or okay. So everybody's just like, we'll see them, okay. So he's coming in and say, right, the next film, you just need to do that and do that, because they'll connect to this one. So there's reshoots for Shazam getting done in the next couple of weeks as well, because he wants Black Adam to show up in that for the third film. So I think he's really the only person that's come in the past 5 years to say, look, this is what needs to be done. Do it. So I'm all in for him to be in charge of DC. And the thing he says is that we're not trying to copy what Marvel do. We'll do our own thing, because nobody can copy what Marvel have done. They have done something since 2008 till now that nobody else will ever be able to do on the same level. Is that we might be able to do similar, but it'll be different. We're not trying to copy them anymore because that's what they've
Mhm.
been trying to do, and it's failed big time.
Yeah. And lots of them have tried. Like they tried doing a whole dark universe thing with Tom Cruise's infamous flop, The Mummy, and it just
Yeah, and
bombed badly. So many people have tried to create a universe, and it's just not worked out. Marvel cracked it, and it's because there was no template, there was no pilot. They just went for it, and thought, right, we'll just take the hits and see how we go. So DC have got to do the same. So when he said, like, look, do our own thing and the rewards will come, that's pretty much it. I was like,
yeah,
it's like he is the only one there with a brain. And the irony is he's had more chair shots than most people there.
That wouldn't be hard earlier than now. I mean,
Yeah.
Ezra Miller has actually just been convicted of the felony burglary.
Seriously? Only just?
It's only just, yeah. And they are still plugging this film. They are still getting this film done. And the sequel is already being planned. Whether Ezra Miller's going to be involved, because this felony burglary could get him like 10 years in jail.
I hope so. I really hope it gets him more than that, actually. I know it would be because he's a celebrity. I do not care. Just OJ him. Get him done. Because when they finally got OJ, it was on a burglary, and then we're like, right, 20 years in jail. And that was how they finally got him. I'm like, no, just do that to Ezra Miller. Just get him. Get him away. Well, get them away. Sorry. Pronouns.
Sorry, Andrew, could you say burglary again?
No. I know what you're trying to get me to do. I ain't doing it. Did you just take a shot, Kev?
Well, there was hardly any left, so I just finished it.
Just the way it looked, it looked like you were knocking back a shot.
No, it's a tiny
Can you
glass.
stop changing the subject? Can you say purple burglar alarm?
Not a chance.
To our watchers, our viewers, the Scots find it very, very difficult to say words like purple and burglar and burglary.
I notice you're not asking Kev to say that, yeah.
Purple burglar alarm.
See?
It's just words that can't form in our mouths.
Exactly.
Not together, anyway. I can say purple. I can say burglar. No, I can't.
No, you can't say burglar.
This is where the madness lies. The second that it was happening, I was like, oh no, here we go. I knew something would pick up. But because she's not in the superhero world, she just finds something to go, right, I'm going to get you. I'm just going to trap you in my trap. And you did it.
I love you guys.
We love you too. That's why we ask you back. And also because you keep us on time. Speaking of which,
yes. Now, She-Hulk's final episode not only broke the fourth wall, which is very unusual, but completely tore it down. Now, fans are mixed with the toxic people they make fun of doing exactly what the show predicted. So how do you feel about this, Kevin?
When I saw it happening, I was like, people are going to go absolutely apeshit. There's people that are going to just love it and go, that was fucking hilarious. I was one of them. I was like, this is great. And one of the lines is, she asks, when are we getting the X-Men? Just straight out says it in the show. And it's like, yeah, when are we getting the X-Men? And people are going, oh, well, I shouldn't be doing that, shouldn't be doing this, shouldn't be doing that. It's like, yeah, she's done that in the comics. She's actually broke out of the comic and went into the comics writer's room and said what he's doing. And that's exactly what she's done here.
Yeah.
And it's the exact same thing that Deadpool done in one of his comics. He actually broke out and killed the writers. So it's like it's not new to Marvel. They've been doing this for a long time.
Yeah.
It's just this is the first time they've done it in a show.
Yeah. I didn't mind the fourth wall break. Well, the only thing that I did mind was that you know how when she went right and crawled out and went through the Disney Plus kind of main screen and jumped out. I'm just thinking of if they have another Marvel Netflix kind of thing. Because imagine like say in some alternate universe, like She-Hulk was on Netflix and she crawled out on Netflix and went through that kind of thing. and then Disney bought the rights, it would just look so dated.
I know.
Now you'd be like, oh, that was before the merger. Oh, yeah, it's all different now.
The thing is, though, nobody's going to buy Disney.
Touche. But it is one of those things, though. Like they could even just change the layout in a couple of years' time, like freshen it up. Well, and then they'd be like, because what you've picked up on is fans just butt hurting over anything. That's what they'll do. They'll just be like, oh, you can tell that's out of date because that was back in the old screen. Oh, look, that was when Andor was just out. Get it up, you. Yeah. Well, it doesn't matter. Well, it does not matter. And it is. I'm just going to come out and say it's pure sexism. It is. If Deadpool done it, no one would have batted an eye.
Nah.
No one would have batted an eye. Because I wouldn't have.
The only criticism I have about the finale was Scar.
Yes.
What the fuck?
Oh my god. Even taking it away from that, what is up with the hair? My god. It's like, for Susan's reference, he's got like this weird kind of mullety thing in the background.
The hairline starts like there.
Is like mine. It's so weird. In the comics, it looks like this, like, it's a long-haired, muscly green dude, and you're like, well, fair dues. Can't really do CGI so far, but he looked like one of those really weird, like 2000s bros that the surfboards and stuff. He looked like one of them.
My oldest said that it was like a Hulk Shrek baby, and it's like that is spot on. It is spot on.
Oh my god, you just broke me.
It's true though.
I'm just gonna have those Shrek triplets stuck in my head now.
I'm just thinking the way you're describing that hairstyle. So, like, it's kind of shaved at the sides, and then you just got the hair going down.
It's shaved. It's shaved at the front, and then like just the hair, say about here, like the crown, and the rest is all hair.
Oh my god, no! Oh, see what I was saying about, if Superman just had a mustache, that would become fashionable. But I would be pissing myself laughing. I'm sorry to anybody that would walk around with that hairstyle.
That's what he's supposed to look like. That's what he looks like in the comics, right?
Yeah.
Now, are you ready for this? Okay.
No.
I've seen it and I'm still not. This is what it looked like.
No. That looks like. Have you seen those memes or the images going around of these guys who have this really weird beard? Oh, that's it. They've got the haircut, so it looks like more or less like it's a circle.
Yeah, it's
going
just
around.
Yeah, face.
That's what that looks like. Oh my god,
it's horrible. It really is.
Hopefully they can fix it by the next time. Hopefully he's grown his hair out and stuff, or just shaved it all off. Just
it's almost the fact that like that's meant to be Hulk's kid, correct?
Yes.
So who the heck was he cheating on Natasha Romanoff with? Because they were supposedly meant to be getting it on, and he bogged off in Ragnarok, and also, and then at the same time, he had the mental capacity of a toddler at that point. So does that count as child abuse?
Technically, yeah.
As well, there's just so many things wrong with that. And how does it fit with the time frame as well? Like, technically, that kid should only be 4 or something like that, like, or nine, including the snap, maybe.
I think what happened is when he flew out into space, he gets stuck in a time vortex, and it took him back 10 years. But because the alien that he bred with, they age a lot quicker than humans, and because he was in Hulk form, that's why it's aged so quickly.
It's still weird, though, man.
We
know our comics, and and even I think that's weird. And this is coming from a comic where the reason he snapped the entire world out is because he wanted to shag the living embodiment of death.
Yep.
Whoa. Okay, brain has farted all over the place in this one. We are beyond Thunderdome. Let's go to the next one.
Yeah. Right. Excuse me. Now, Harrison Ford, that old guy, and Sacha Baron Cohen, they've both been confirmed as General Ross and Mephisto in the MCU. Now, what are your thoughts on these cast members?
The one thing that I loved is that when this thumbnail goes up, I got to put up a picture of Borat. So yeah,
Oh.
so for anybody that'll see when you see the thumbnail, there is The Rock on one side, there's Henry Cavill on the other, there's She-Hulk in the middle, and just underneath She-Hulk is in Borat. I was just like, yes, that's the news I was waiting for. We all know
Oh.
my stance on the Harrison Ford thing. I'm like, just put him out to pasture. Like get him a horse, get him a shotgun. We're all cool. He can just roam about the field. He can do what he wants. He's Harrison Ford. Sacha Baron Cohen is an interesting one. Like,
Yeah.
I'm a big fan of Sacha Baron Cohen as an actor. Like, I don't like the fact how deep into method that he goes, but the results speak for himself as how good an actor he really is. I mean, because he used to be a children's entertainer.
He
He used
did.
to be on
Yeah.
he used to be on children's TV.
Wow.
And then decided and he was quoted to be like one of the next rising stars. And he was just like, no, I don't want to do this. I want to blaze my own trail. He's the only person that I know that went to America deliberately to get lost because he knew people wouldn't recognize him and make those two films to totally just expose them for what they were. And he did it, and he was fantastic. So as an actor, I've got a lot of respect for him. I'm just worried it's going to go Taika Waititi.
Yeah. That's what I'm worried about. I've seen some of his stuff it's not comedy. It's like some of his straight acting. I've seen that. He's really good in it.
He's got a
But
great singing voice as well. Sweeney Todd,
yes,
he was
aye,
brilliant.
aye. But
Wow.
it's like you can, in those serious things, you could feel the comedy trying to come out of him, and it's like that's his comedy will not work for this character.
No,
I don't think anyway. But
if he goes the style that we're used to, no, they will need to put a whole. This is going to be work. This will be like they're worried about Ryan Reynolds. They're bringing in Borat and Bruno here.
Yeah, and it's not going to work for Mephisto. They would need somebody who's more straight that can be funny when they need to be, like the character is in the comics, because he's basically the devil of the MCU.
Exactly.
And they need somebody that can be dark but humorous when needed. And I don't think that his comedy's not going to push through. I mean, that's part of the reason why he ended up getting sacked from Bohemian Rhapsody.
Yeah.
Because he was originally cast as Freddie Mercury. And it was
I think that would have been a great choice, though, because, like I said, his singing range is brilliant. He would have sung it all himself. He wouldn't have lip synced like Remy Lally did. But I can agree with that in the sense, like, I am kind of worried in that sense. But Marvel's casting record so far has been pretty solid.
It's been pretty good, aye. The thing
take
I'm worried
away
about
from anything else that the fans have like butt-hearted about, they've not complained about the casting specifically. Well, anybody that can get, Benedict Wong so right.
I know.
I'm all for.
The thing I'm worried about with Harrison Ford is they said that they weren't going to recast Chadwick Boseman because it was too soon. William Hurt only died like last year.
I don't think it's
or was it
that long.
Aye, and they're recasting him. And what they could have done is they could have got Sam Elliott, because he played him in the Hulk and multiverses. They could say, just they could make reference to it.
Just pull out a multiverse. There you go.
Just make reference to it. It's like, what happened to you? It's like, when the snap happened, I came back to this universe. It's a completely different universe for me. There you go. Problem solved.
Yep. Or I personally would have just stuck with, Louise Dreyfus. She's getting built up so well. It would have been the Amanda Waller of the MCU. And now it's just like, we have prominent female role replaced with old white guy.
Yeah.
Don't agree with it. But, I always say that I'm very much a feminist, and it's because I want to see more kind of strong female leads, because there's so many out there and so many great ones, and they've got a fantastic award-winning actress in Juliette Louis-Dreyfus. She could have done she plays off all the other characters she's been interacting with and all the other actresses and actors so well and it's just like, bring in the old dude.
Yeah.
Don't want what we don't need. Yes, it's Harrison Ford. Yes, he's awesome, and like almost everything he does, but he's at surly, grumpy old git stage. Leave him be. Like, he wants to be old and grumpy. Let him be old and grumpy. Give him the money. Just give him the money and say, right, you don't need to be in it. Just, this is the money to stay away. Just you go away. Bye.
What I said they could have done is, she is in charge of the Thunderbolts. She was working for General Ross. They make reference to him dying. She says, we're going to be called the Thunderbolts. That's our team name. As a tribute to the person who picked out all the people to get yous picked.
Yeah.
And then just have her. Yeah.
And the sole reason that they want Ross in it is because they want to do Red Hulk.
Yeah.
What? And can you picture Harrison Ford in one of those spandex suits with wee balls all over them, jumping about a CGI green screen? There's 2 words he will tell them to do, and one of them is off.
The guy's
and
80.
I agree.
He's 80. He doesn't have to jump about in a CGI suit.
He didn't even want to come to Glasgow. Like, he broke his ribs in Glasgow when he was filming Indiana Jones. I mean, come on.
To be fair, it was raining that day.
It's raining every day. It's Scotland.
Well, this is true. This is true. And on that note, I'm going to say, well, that's it. Thanks, guys, for having a really good chat. And hopefully everything that you've been discussing has given all the viewers something to think and discuss amongst themselves. So until the next time, he's super. No,
Other way.
he's
Right, there we go.
Just, there
he's
you go.
Ginger.
Yep.
And I'll always be in the middle. I'm your host, Susan Sutton, and thank you for sticking with us.
Yep. 2K, long may it continue. Bye, everybody.
Bye.
Bye. Oh, God.